Resident Evil 4.
I love Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I just wanted to make a video and talk about it. The original Resident Evil 4 was when the action and cool espionage style of Resident Evil, which I love, which is cool, but I'm really more of a fan of the survival horror, atmospheric, well, not to say Resident Evil 4 is not atmospheric, but you know what I mean, like the spooky, I think that's a good word for it, spooky Resident Evil is much more something that I love. And the thing about those games is the replayability of them. This goes for any game, but especially for Resident Evil, replaying it the second, third, or fourth time, you really get the hang of where items and the enemies are in those games. And I just think the gameplay loop of that is just really fun for me personally. And Resident Evil 4 switches it up a bit by making Leon, the main character, have more of a progression system. The pacing of Resident Evil 4, I am not a fan of the castle or the island in that game, to be honest, because a lot of the encounters there I just don't enjoy playing, you know. To me it feels like a slog to get through. My whole life playing the original Resident Evil 4 is just those two parts. It's just like I never really had as much fun playing through the castle and the island parts of the game, you know, especially with the giant Salazar Gundam where you have to like go on like the platforms, like his hands are going like this, or the Garrador part where the cage comes down and you're stuck with the Garrador and then there's guys shooting at you with the crossbow, and it's just like, I don't know, just those parts just really like, it just really makes it's just annoying for me personally. So that's why Resident Evil 4, I love the game, but it just never really became my favorite of the series, even though Leon S. Kennedy is my favorite Resident Evil character of all time. And that's Resident Evil 4 is definitely where I got introduced to the character of Leon S. Kennedy and why I love him so much. He's so cool, so optimistic, and
no way, Leon.
Way.
I don't know, he's just like the perfect, like, cool protagonist, action guy, you know. I don't know, yeah, Resident Evil 4 is probably my introduction to the franchise at all. It's the first game I remember watching my kuya or my dad play on the PS2, you know, back in the day. And yeah, so this game definitely means a lot to me, but it's just not my favorite. Now let's talk about why Resident Evil 4 Remake is my favorite. Leon S. Kennedy, my favorite character. Of course, a new Leon game comes out. Of course I'm gonna be excited about it, you know? And especially now because Nick Apostolides, the Leon of the remake Resident Evils, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 Remake, I love his portrayal of the character, okay?
You don't get carsick or anything, do you?
You're about to find out.
I think he's my favorite portrayal of Leon out of all the previous games, out of 6, out of, you know, all the previous games, because the way he plays him just feels so real and relatable to me. He still has that optimistic attitude about not leaving anyone behind. He's still super cool, has all the cool one-liners that Resident Evil 4 Leon has, you know? And I love his more grounded take by also maintaining that action hero persona. I'm glad that they continue his trauma of Raccoon City into Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it feels more of like a cohesive story, you know? It really does feel like a continuation of the Leon from Resident Evil 2. Unlike the original RE2 and RE4, where it really does feel like they're two completely different characters. You know, their names are the same, but if you change their names and change their look, you would not think they would be the same character. That's what I think the remakes do really well. And yeah, Leon in Resident Evil 4 Remake is just awesome, you know? He's awesome in that game. The best thing of RE4R is the gameplay. And oh my god, the gameplay is so, for me personally, it is so addicting and fun, and I just never get tired of it, to be honest. I have over 300 hours into this game, and honestly, I could play this. I just played Leon's story over and over and over again, doing the same exact route because I like to S+ the game on hardcore difficulty. Like, that's my main way of playing, hardcore difficulty and S+. That's how I love playing this game, and I just do that over and over again, and I honestly never get tired of it. And when I do get tired of it, I like to switch it up, maybe try a New Game Plus, you know, or play Separate Ways, try Ada, because she also has a really good campaign. And then of course there's Mercenaries, you know.
Oh, see that?
Oh, guns feel great, feels super responsive. The kicking feels great. The roundhouse kick, really, I love the cracking sound when you know you killed a guy with a kick.
You gotta be kidding me.
The parry, best new addition. I think that's my favorite new addition to this game. And honestly, when I go back to play the original RE4, I miss the parry, you know. First of all, it fits the character. In gameplay, when you perfect parry someone, it just feels so nice, and it just gives you more options during the gameplay when fighting these enemies, because the enemies are much more aggressive. You get more options defensively, but you also have more aggressive enemies. And honestly, this game is hard. I love the difficulty balance in this game, especially on hardcore. I think that's a big reason as to why I keep replaying this game, because not every time I'm gonna have a flawless run at it. Sometimes I would just keep dying, and that's enough for me, because I would just get mad, you know. I just go to Mercenaries and take a break. Most of the time, if it's a fair kind of hard, you know, it would be my fault that I would die most of the time. Because of how difficult the game is, it still feels rewarding every time I get past a hard part, you know, or when I do finish a game. It always feels rewarding to me. It hasn't been boring yet, which is obviously what you want in a video game, right? So all the gameplay in this game is just, to me, it feels amazing. Oh, and talk about the castle and the island. The pacing of RE4R, absolutely perfect. Perfect. They've added more survival horror elements into this game. Ammo is a little more sparse in this game compared to the original Resident Evil 4, but it always feels like you have just enough to get through the next encounter, which is good. But yeah, the survival horror elements, there's chapters in this game where you have to explore like this pretty big area, and you have to collect items to progress to the next one. And I just like it because you can do it in the most optimal way possible, and that's always really satisfying for me, because I'm always trying to S+ the game, right? So finding the best possible routes to get through the game as quick and efficiently as possible is really my favorite part of playing this game. And yeah, the castle on the island, the pacing of those parts, much better. And the encounters, I just find more fun and definitely not as annoying compared to OG RE4. Replaying OG RE4 recently, I can confirm this because I don't know, I just didn't have as much fun, you know? I can appreciate it, and I'm sure at the time when this game came out, I mean, of course, everyone loved it. OG RE4 changed gaming forever, right? But it's just, to me, those castle and island parts, I just never really resonated with it. Another part that keeps me playing RE4R is the art design and the graphics of the game. I absolutely love the darker tone, and they really enhance the gothic horror in the art design in this game. And the atmosphere just feels so amazing. It brings back the spooky atmosphere for me. Not to say original Resident Evil 4 didn't have it, because it definitely did, and I loved it in that game. It's just for here, I love how all the colors look, especially in the castle and the village. Just I don't know, it's just very appealing to my eyes. It just, when I look at it, it's just like, oh, that's like, makes me want to play it, you know? The story of this game, I already talked about Leon and about how like his character feels the same as RE2 Remake's Leon. RE4 Remake Leon, freaking awesome. He is so cool in this game. He has a bunch of new one-liners, not the same. I love that they came up with brand new lines or brand new awesome moments for him. And it honestly, a lot of them are one of my new favorite Leon lines ever. Like I love how sassy he is with Ashley when he jumps on the chandelier and he's like, oh, what are you, my mother? What are you, my mother? My sister and I always laugh at that. And when you first get to the castle and Leon's like, Ashley just had to take a look at the castle first when he's talking to Luis. It's just so funny to me how Leon, a lot of his lines are so good in this game. It's so good. Ashley now, let's talk about Ashley. Ashley is a much better character than she was in the OG RE4, okay? Her storyline in this game and her arc,
I won't run.
it's such a good underdog story, it feels like, for her, especially because she helps Leon a lot more in this game. In the cutscene, she actually gets him out of trouble sometimes. I love how scared she is in the beginning but she still keeps that optimistic attitude like Leon, and because of Leon, they really do feel like more of a team together throughout this game. The banter they have is great back and forth they have. I love Ashley in this game. And I also love how she doesn't swear in this game. Leon does all the swearing. Ashley is not cursing at all in this game. It's awesome. I want more characters to do that, please. Modern entertainment, movies, games, have more characters where they avoid swearing and trying to be cool, you know? Dispatch had a good story, but every line there was an F word, and it just pissed me off. I hate that kind of writing. Resident Evil is also kind of on the edge. It's right on the line of that kind of writing, because Jill in Resident Evil 3 Remake, she swears a lot, and I did not like it.
Bitch can't even swim.
Leon, I think he has a nice balance, you know? It doesn't feel forced. It feels like he's actually swearing because that's just how he talks in real life, you know? I'm glad they didn't force any like dialogue like that with Ashley, you know? Luis is also a much better character. They develop him a lot more. I love his connections to Umbrella in this game. He was on the Nemesis team and he actually helped to make Nemesis, which is awesome. And I love his redemption arc in this game. And the way he dies is, oh, spoilers, the way he dies is much more realistic. And it's because of like, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anymore. But yeah, it's much more of a better death. Not a realistic, I want to say, but much more of a better death than OG RE4, where he literally gets stabbed by Sadler's appendage, you know, and he just comes out of his thing. Let's talk about Ada Wong in this game. Not my favorite character, unfortunately, and I do think OG RE4 did her better than here. Her story is largely like the same. She goes through basically the same things in this game. They don't really flesh her out as well as Luis or Ashley, in my opinion. And honestly, I just don't like how the actress played her in this game. She comes off as so unlikable to me, and just her acting doesn't feel as on par as the rest of the cast. The whole cast is great in this game. The whole cast, except Ada. She feels like the weakest link, to be honest.
You can stop right there, Leon. Not a bad move. Very smooth.
And when this game came out, the actress for Ada Wong actually had a lot of hate coming to her from the Resident Evil community, which is not good. It's not good. Don't attack the actual person, attack the performance, you know? Keep it professional. Why you gotta go after her in real life? Like that's not right. That's not good. But I do have to say, yes, I do not like Ada in this game. Her voice is a little, I don't know. She just she's unlikable, and it's like she doesn't want to be there, you know? Just the way she gives attitude to Leon, it doesn't feel flirty to me. It feels like she talks down to him in a condescending way. She gets a little more fleshed out in Separate Ways, which is a very good DLC campaign. But still, when I play Separate Ways, honestly, I don't like listening to her talk. I do not like listening to her talk. I do have to say, best look for Ada ever. Her costume in this is awesome. It's awesome. It's like more grounded because she's like a spy, so it looks more spy-ish. But also, she got her signature red. This is my favorite Ada costume of all time. It is what it is, you know. I don't even like Wesker in this game, to be honest. I miss my favorite Wesker, Resident Evil 5 Wesker. I think a lot of his lines are cringe in this game.
Stick to the high ground. You have the means.
The cinematography in the cutscenes, I feel, feels uninspired and less creative. And that's a trend going on in these newer Resident Evil games. Back then, Resident Evil 6 and before, the style of these games were unmatched, man. The cinematography always had a certain style and flair to it. I'm not talking about like the story of the cutscenes, because a lot of the story in these are great. It's just the way like when Leon and Luis are captured and they kill the Ganado coming to them with the chain. Just the way they filmed that scene is just I don't really like it.
With you, not help.
Even Ada's fight scene with Leon compared to the OG RE4, dude, OG RE4 is way cooler, you know? But this is not just Resident Evil 4 Remake's problem. Modern Resident Evil games, even Resident Evil 9 Requiem, is having this problem, okay? When they first reveal Leon, he gets out of a car and they show a shot of his foot, and then they show another shot of him, of like shoulder to his face to reveal his face, right? And it's a cool reveal compared to original Resident Evil 2. When they reveal Leon, same thing, he gets out of the car, but what do? They show his feet, and then they go up in one shot, swerve up to his face. And it's just a much better looking shot with more style and just, I don't know, it's more fun. It's not as boring, you know? Nothing wrong. Leon's all about style, you know? You gotta add a little bit of that in the cinematography. Not that big of a deal, but the facial expression in this game, the mocap doesn't feel as good. Honestly, Resident Evil 3 Remake has better mocap than this. Like, the faces look good in that game. So yeah, and now my biggest problem with this game actually is it's a remake. It is a remake of an already great game. Guys, Resident Evil 4 is not that old. OG Resident Evil 4. We didn't need this remake. In this timeline, they made it, and it just happened to be my favorite Resident Evil 4, or it just happened to be my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. Okay, that's just how it worked. But would I have rather had a brand new Resident Evil game made by this team and with this budget instead of a remake? 100% yes, every time. And do you want to know why? It might not be as good, okay? There's always that risk, but it's always gonna be something brand new, always. And with this team, you can see the talent and heart and passion they put into this game, right? Imagine if they made something completely brand new, a new story. Keep it with Leon, you know? The chances of that one being my favorite game is probably less, but if it did end up being my favorite game, like, dude, come on. I could have said, I love Resident Evil 4 and I love this new Resident Evil game, instead of, oh, I like the new Resident Evil 4 more than the old Resident Evil 4. You know, I'd rather have that than what I just said. I don't know if that makes sense when I edit this, but I hope you guys understand. I'm tired of it. Please stop it. Give me something new. Give me something new. Give me RE9 Leon, man. And that's exactly what they're doing. RE9 Leon, why I'm excited about him? Nick Apostolides. He's Leon in RE2 Remake. So he already had a blueprint of how he's gonna play this character. Same with RE4 Remake. Has a blueprint of how he's gonna play this character. Obviously added his own flair and honestly improved the character, but now RE9 Requiem, there's no blueprint. This is completely his own take on Leon as a character, and I'm excited to see how he does it, you know? And I have complete faith that he's gonna be freaking awesome in that game. So yeah, I'm excited for RE9 Requiem, and yeah, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about in RE4 Remake. If I think of, I did think of something. Another big flaw, okay? The unlockables in this game are a big problem. Not because they're not cool, not because they're hard to get. I love the challenge of collecting all of these, especially going through S+, Professional to get the cat ears, the tail, whatever, get the hat or whatever. My biggest problem, what if I just want to wear the cat ears and not use infinite ammo? I can't do that. If there was an option to get rid of the buff the item gave you, so you could just wear it as a cosmetic and not like have any upgrades, this game would be up there for me, because I would rock Leon with the cat ears every time I play this game. I would rock it every time. I'd rock him with the wolf. I'd make this dude a furry, you know? But I can't do that. Unfortunately, if I want to use the cat ears, I have to use infinite ammo. So please, Resident Evil 9, the unlockable items that have buffs, please have a toggle option, turn them on or off. Okay, I just want to wear it. I just want to completely wear it. Ada Wong in this game with the cat ears and the tail, oh my god. I can't even use it because it's infinite ammo. I never use infinite ammo in these games. I never. So please give us the option to turn it on or off, because it's very frustrating. I work so hard to unlock these, and then I don't use them because it's just not the way I like to play, you know? So other than that, I love Resident Evil, as you know. I talked about it this whole video and why I love it, and yeah, excited for Resident Evil 9. I don't know, maybe I'd have some opinions to share about that too, so stay tuned, guys. Good time to be a Resident Evil fan, let me tell you. Always recommend playing these games.